Okay, now I'm going to add a style CSS. Okay, now this is like basic, right? Now let's talk about the CSS. You know that I know that you already did this, so now you know about the CSS. So if you click the CSS, I'm going to use external CSS, okay? So you know that it's this is the external CSS. For the external CSS, you have to add this line, right? Link and blah blah blah, right? Link in the header, right? So I'm going to use external CSS. Okay, now so I have this, right? So now you have to create what? In the head, right? Right there, right? After title, right? I'm gonna include the link. So to add a CSS, right? Okay, so I just added within the head, right? Okay, by the way, as you can see, I put some space, right, between the header and the body. So it's make my code a much more readable, right? So then easy to debug whenever you have a problem. So make your code clean and make it readable. Okay. So now the next is the link. If you look at this, the rel is a style sheet, right? And type is a text CSS, right? And then my reference is my style one class CSS. So this file. So the next step is we have to create this file. So you know what? I'm gonna change it. So so let's say I'll say this is what? Test2 CSS. So I have to create test2 CSS file and then save it in the same directory. Any question? Okay, so now let's create CSS file and then file new, right? So now I'm going to create a CSS file. Okay, you know that CSS file, right? Cascade. Let's see. Okay, you know this cascade file is always what? Start with what? You know, it starts with a tag name, right? So let's see. So first, right? It starts with a tag name, and then so each tag name is referenced on the left, right? So for example, when I look at this HTML, what is a tag? You know, for example, like body. You know, let's say I would just want to create this style, you know, for this body tag, right? Then, like, you know, for example, like for body, mainly it's what? It's background, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create. I don't want to make any mistakes, so let's say the body, right? The body, right? And then you know the cascade, it's okay. Here is I'm gonna write the syntax. By the way, for the cascade, for the CSS file, you know, this is a comment. This is starting of the comment, and then this is what? This is the oops, it's fine. And then this is what? End of the comments. Okay. By the way, this is this starting point of the comment, and then this is what? This is end of the comment, right? And then it's a body, right? And then it's all, see each tag name is referenced on the left. See on the left, right? And the list is formatted requirement for each selector, and the selector is enclosed in the braces. So I'm going to put this, right? And then each requirement consists of property and value separated by the colon. So my property is background because I'm going to set the background color. Okay, so that's my property. And then is what? It's a separate by the colon, right? So I'm gonna put the colon. And then it's a value, right? I'll say white. Okay, that white is always, you know, good, right? So my background color is gonna be white. And my next step is what? What is my next step? Any volunteer?
Save it.
Thank you. Save it and test it. Okay, don't add anything else. Just one line. Save it and test it. Remember, one step at a time, right? So what I'm going to do is, okay, go back to my file, and then this is the file name, right? Test2.css. I have to have the same file name, right? Test2.css. So I'm going to save this as a test2.css. So file, save as, and then, oof, you know, this is like a long list. Let's see. Oh, here, that's it. It's a long list. Okay, the CSS, right? So what is the name? It's test2, right? I believe it's a test2, yeah. So save it. Okay. So now I have a body and my background is going to be white, right? Save it, right? And then I don't have to really save this. And then let's just refresh this. Right? And let's say background, right? Let's say I know that I don't really like this color, but let's say make it orange. Okay? I don't really like the orange, but you know, just for the test. Okay? Just for the test. I don't like the orange. But okay, orange, right? And then now let's just refresh my browser. What happened? Let's see the orange, right? Body orange. So let's save it. Maybe I did not save it. Okay, save it. And then test2.css, right? Test2.css, good. And then let's see. Strange. File, open file. I have to change to orange. So my test2 is here. So test2 is here. Oh, maybe this is the why. I don't know, maybe, you know what? Cancel. And then maybe, you know what? I really don't like this name because it happened to be the same name. So, you know what? I'll say my style 3. Okay, my style 3. That's CSS. And I have to save it, right? And then here I'm gonna save it as my style 3. My style 3, right? And then CSS. STYL. Okay, save it. My styles. Okay, this is what? This is my style 3. Okay. And then another thing is, just in case, I'm going to remove test that, delete this. Okay, just in case. And then I save it, right? Yep, I save it. Okay, now let's just, yep. See, I think, yeah, there's some confusion because I happen to, it's my mistake. See, this is why you have to add one line at a time. save it, and test it. Okay? It's much easier for you to debug your program or your code if you just add one line, save it, and test it. Save and test it, right? Okay, so any question? So this is my CSS. Okay, so I'm gonna just use the white. I don't really like the orange. Okay, so any question? And now I'm going to set the style for the header. I mean this H1 of, so H1, okay, this tag. For H1, see, this is black, right? But I did not save it. I have to save it. And for this, I'm gonna just make it red. Okay, for this, I'm gonna make it red. So then, H1, right? So this is the just. Okay, so this H1, I'm gonna make it what? I'm gonna make it to what? Blue? Okay, fine. It's blue, right? And then font weight is bold. And by the way, property value, and this is like this semicolon is if you need to have additional value, I mean the property value pair. And the font size is 48, right? And then the color blue, and then the font weight is going to be bold, right? So now I'm going to file, save, right? And then what? And then what? Yeah, and then just refresh this. Well, I think this is too big. So yeah, just change the font. It's 48 to 40. I think this is too big. I'll just change to 40. It's too big. Yeah, 40. I think 40 is good, right? Yeah, I think 40 is okay. So do you guys like blue? Anyway, it's up to you. By the way, I mean this is not an art class. You don't have to really make it pretty. Okay, now another thing is what I'm going to do is let's go back to my HTML, and for the strong, right? I don't really make it. I want to also apply the style, right, to this tag, strong tag, to make it green or like pink, whatever, right? So I'm going to go back to my styles sheet, and then for the strong. And then I can make the, let's see. I mean, by the way, just you can find all the properties in property and value pair, right, on the website. The Google it or the w3school.com, right? For the strong, I think it's Times New Romans, and then 36. Maybe 36 is too big for my strong. I'll just make it to 20. Okay, and then green. Well, I like blue. Okay, and then save it, and then test it. Well, it's a little bit big, but anyway. Okay, you just change this. Okay, now that's it. So any question? So this is something that you just add. Go to the W3, right? Style sheet, and you know what? The CSS. I know that this is not required, but if you go through a couple of them, you can find more value, property value pair, right? Just add a couple of more, here and there. And if you don't want to search this, and then you just simply just Google search, right? And here is a CSS property value pair. And then you can find a lot of informations, right? Just add and But anyway, and then maybe the last thing that it's probably is about the P, right? This is a paragraph, and for the paragraph we can also add a style sheet, right? I mean style for this tag P, which is a paragraph, right? So for the P, I'm going to say Times New Romans, and then copy, right? And then. So this is for the P, by the way, the paragraph P. And then for this, 12 is okay. I don't really like the red. I'll just say black, right? For the paragraph. Black, it's good. Save. And then where is my, okay, so I'm gonna refresh. Yeah, so black, right? This is black. But if you don't like the black, you know what, let's just say, what? Maybe green. See what happens. Just curious. Well, green, it's not bad. I mean, for the paragraph. But I think the black is better for the paragraph. Yep, the black is better. So any question? Any question? So this is something that you should add. Okay, so we're gonna take a 1 minute break. Thank you.